Animal asal, just a disclaimer before I start. If ever there's a mention of another party, it is not to offend them, but is simply a stating of a fact that is supported by facts like spectrum articles. So this is just simply to illustrate the journey that I've gone through, and it's really essential to mention because it's what happened. Okay, so I'm not here to offend anyone, but I'm simply here to deliver what I came to deliver and to respond to what I was called for. Okay? So hello there, new members of Samalaya-Sages and the new set of officers to best represent the organization. I don't see this as a political party. Somebody from the outside who has not yet signed in to be part of will see this as a political party. But I want you all to embrace this as a family, as a place wherein you are given all the chance in the world to explore yourselves and maximize, to pioneer. You're not here to adhere, but to pioneer, to start up something great and innovative for the university. Not just because you want fame, because believe me, being part of the student government doesn't give you fame, but it gives you headaches and more aches, body aches, heart aches, you know, and stomach ache. Sometimes you forget to eat. But it's a fulfillment, that you did something far and beyond the walls of your classroom. You've learned things. It's an experiential learning. So you might be wondering right now, who is this person? If they tried to introduce me already, it's best that I introduce myself. Hi, I'm Amy Grace Gargar. I am from the College of Nursing. I'm a nurse, but I am not a practicing nurse. And I was the University Student Government Executive President of 2007 2008. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 7 years since I graduated. But I always keep in touch with the alumni. And last year, I'm just so happy and privileged to be part of, and I mean, Sherwin and the GenSec was able to organize a little get together wherein I'm able to refresh them and reunite with them and let them understand what this organization is all about. I'm not there to witness the whole journey, but one thing's for sure is I'm here to share my journey and my experience. Well, to give you a little background, why am I so passionate about Samalaya-Sages? This is the only political party that, let's not say political party, this is the only organization that believed in me. And wherever I am now, and where I am going, and what I've become today and will be becoming, Salamaya-Sages has been part of it. And without them believing in me, I could not have achieved the things that I am achieving right now and will continue to achieve. I am currently in the Lion City and I've been here for 5 years in Singapore, and I am not a practicing nurse. I'm a business development manager. I'm into management consulting, which is so different from what I'm doing. And it's because of my exposure in student governance. And it's because of the exposure that I have with dealing with people and relating with people. And this opportunity was only given to me because a group of people believe that I can do it. And without me becoming the president of a university and dealing with a student 9,000 over student population and governing and leading a 200 and plus leaders and managing a 2.2 million budget, I could not I would not have any other basic idea of what I'm doing now because I'm not a master's in business administration. I'm a bachelor of science in nursing student graduate. But the thing is, my journey as a leader has been summarized in Spectrum magazine in an article, and it was really beautiful. But it's just to cut the whole story and just munch it, just to give you a preview of my journey as a Sages president. As Samalaya-Sages president. I started out in first year in 2004, and I was just a mayor of our class. And then suddenly, it was the first exposure to Samalaya-Sages. when there was an election, and the one running for governor is Christopher Hava. Christopher Hava was an icon when I was in high school because I graduated from La Consolation College, and he was really a great debater. And he really best represented Samalaya-Sages, the freshness of it, because he's really somebody radical. He believes what he wants to believe, and that was the time where in nursing, as a college is growing because the demand was really fluctuating. So there's really what you call, hey, we're sages, hindi kami snobs. That was the revolving mantra of Sages that time. So I was just a mayor, and then he invited me to become his academic coordinator. And just because of my, just passion of serving, because it's not really a calling for me to become a nurse, or I'm not really into science, but just to entertain myself and be with other people, I involve myself to activities as a student volunteer. I mean, as a volunteer officer. And then I was discovered by Deja Culo, who's an independent president. He's a president, but he doesn't have any political party to associate himself with. So it was my first discovery, and I became part of the academic affairs department. And I tried to build certain things like You Speak Live. I'm not sure if they're still doing that in 2005. Until I was in second year, I was part of the executive cabinet of Dajaculo. And then the year after, when I was in third year, we have to be separated from the main campus. So we were moved to health science campus in provincial. So of course, it's really going to be, I'm in remote. So I'm so detached from the main campus. So it is a limitation for me. But still, I continue to be part of the student government as an executive um, cabinet member, but I was serving as undersecretary so that I don't have the full responsibility, because I'm doing the university-wide tutorials, book drive. You have to implement this kind of activities because your department is given a certain budget. So in my time in 2007, it was never mentioned. It was because they've been already trying to talk about who's going to run for president, because during the time it's really, a big deal who's becoming a president, because they hold the different activities of the university. The success of the whole school year depends on how things are being done and run, the creativity of the president. And they have the voice, they have the voting power on board meetings. You represent your school and university to a lot of organizational talks and conferences. So you need someone who's really, into the voice of the student body, like tuition fee increase, a lot of society issues. You have to speak on behalf of the student body. So it was really very exciting. The other party was like having all their cards laid out, and it was just surprising, that uh, during the time it was Kathleen King who was the secgen of Samalaya-Sages, and they already formed their lineup, and they only need somebody to represent the banner. So I was an independent. I'm a person who's independent, and I was part of the cabinet, so I'm not elected. I'm appointed. So it was really my first time to be part of an election. So they've been trying to court me and let me understand, hey, you have what it takes to represent. I said, what? I'm a nursing student. There is still the issue of us moving from health science campus to the main campus, or will consistently just be there. So they continue to offer to me and pitch the idea to me that, hey, you can be the president, but I'm a nursing student and I'm running for honors. I want to graduate cum laude because I want to go to the States, right? So these are the things that are like running to your mind, but you have this passion with you, and you know that, hey, they're right. There's something you can offer to this student body, because there's really conviction in me. And when I was in first year, you get to have this freshman orientation, and you get to see the other political party, approaching the Miss Popular, the Miss Beautiful. This one is very charismatic, and the way they represent the people on their posters is based on, and then your picture plus your credentials. So you are associated with your credentials. So I don't want to be part of that. Even though I know I was someone, I was a somebody in when I was in high school. I was an achiever as well when I was in high school. But that's not how it is. It's not how it works. You need somebody to just believe in you. So what happened is that was their 25th year as an organization. I'm speaking of the other party. So that is supposed to be the year wherein they are very solid because it's their 25th anniversary. And they were expected to be, invincible. And yeah, so we just tell, okay, no problem, let's run. You just need a president. So I signed the application form, the you have to sign a form filing for candidacy. So I just signed it because it's until Wednesday. So we made it to the cutoff. Then it was announced that it was extended because there's nobody who filed against me. Extended again, and at the end of the day, we just found out I don't have a contender. And at the end of the day, we just found out they don't have a lineup. And all of those under their banner were running as independent candidates. So it's like, wow, that's really something. So it's in that year, 2007, 2008, Salamaya-Sages had the winning streak from president, vice president, and treasurer. And the rest of the colleges were filled in by Samalaya-Sages. So we were really in dominance that time. So the only battle is to reach 50% plus one. So they have to have this black propaganda that, wow, I have to expose myself with that, hey, we don't need an absent president. We need somebody to represent the college. Sorry, the university. So it's like, okay, this is the game. Then I won. Of course, I don't have contender. Until such time there was like article that went out and say, hey, if this is the only number of population that is voting, we could have like just did the vis-a-vis, the V, and then like, you just have to raise our hand. Who's for her? Who's for this? So it's like really, yeah, heartbreaking knowing that the person holding the pen is from their party. So it was really, I said, wow, it's really bloody to be part of an organization. But I saw all the while my governance was all around a lot of proving you all wrong. A Sages president is an effective president. We are somebody who will best represent the student body. And during my year in 2007, 2008, they have devised the 3-day university week. So everybody thought it was my idea. But still, we pull it off and we created the one LaSalle for 3 days. So that's 143. And it was really amazing. It's a compact year. And for me, it's amazing. It was amazing. The people has received it well. We had a lot of activities in the in the whole school year because I tapped more of the engineering students. Those students who always drink and smoke, I will always tap them as marshals. You see, what I've learned during my governance is that you don't have to see and look for the outstanding already, the obvious. You have to find the least or the most apathetic student and say, hey, don't worry, you can lead. You become a marshal. And then you find out the magic that these people who you least expect to become marshal, and the very first person that you know who will violate the rules and regulations, if you give them the responsibility, they'll be the most effective marshal there is. They're the ones who don't even drink because they've drink themselves to death the day before the summer splash event. And during the summer splash event, your security is settled, everybody's settled, because those that are supposed to drink are the ones putting the peace and order. So what I'm trying to give you as a takeaway is that all you have to do is just to believe in yourself. You don't have to look at their credentials for you to say you're outstanding. I am also not. The only sacrifice I did as a president is that I did not graduate cum laude, but I was able to maintain my grades, and that was really, really painful because every time I go to the hospital, if I'm 6 to 2 p.m., I have to go to the school at 4 a.m. to list down the things that all my cabinet members have to do, And then after 2 p.m., after my duty, I have to go back to school and stay until evening. But I know the next day there will be quiz B. I mean, the next day there will be quiz, not quiz B. So these are the things that I have to do. And during the 143, one LaSalle for 3 days, I have to do the float. Literally, we have to do it. We have even put a foot bath. We just have to pay the janitor, like taking it out. Because we want to have it as LaSalle Avenue. So there are foot baths, going somewhere. We vandalized the whole LaSalle, but everybody's just happy and fun. And I feel like I have a time turner wherein I have to be in a lot of places at the same time. I just, I just work with gifted people, and I was with all the Samalaya-Sages. So that's the beauty of the governance. And I said, wow, if we can do it, the future generation can do it. Because all you have to do is just to believe in yourself. All you have to do is just to believe with a fellow. I have one testimony, and his name is Philip de Oca. I haven't asked him if I can give this kind of testimony, but they said he was notorious in the College of Education. Even the dean is like giving up on him. But you know what I did? I asked him to become the department head of academic affairs. And I told him that's the department where I came from, and it's closest to my heart, Philip. So you have to take care of it. Imagine the great shift, the great change. He took that role seriously, and then you just found out, oh my God, he is an amazing leader. He can lead. He can deliver. Another alumni is Ao, Oreo Villanueva. We came from the same high school, from LCC, and he has the reputation. He has the impression. But imagine he was able to represent the banner of College of Arts and Sciences during his time as a governor. I mean, these are amazing testimonies. You don't have to be part of an organization just to feel that, hey, I'm the best. I am capable. You have to be part of an organization because you believe in a vision. You believe that you can pioneer things. You believe that you can start up things. And you believe that you can make a difference. Because the beauty of volunteer work, and that you have the spirit of volunteerism, sometimes you don't know how much the worth of what you're doing, that you go out of your way. Because it's happening in my life. I have been a student government um, president, and you do things without being paid because everything's accounted for, right? So it's not a plus, it's even a burden for you, especially you just enrolled yourself in a college because you want to learn and you're not there to go have sleepless night, not hug your pillow, um, even shell out your own money because you run out of things, and then instead of going home and eat the food in your house, you have to buy your own food. I mean, it's not really that fun. It's really tiring, but the fulfillment. So because you come from a volunteer experience, the moment you go to a job being paid, a paying job, you don't know if you're you're enough for that payment, or you're beyond, or you are working short for that payment, or you work more than that payment. Because sometimes what you do is you just do because you love what you're doing, and you go out of your way, but sometimes you don't know that you're doing so much what you're paid for, but it's already attracting the eyes of your superiors. That the I never know that because of the training that I'm getting of student volunteerism, like just do the job because I'm supposed to do the job, and because of the love of the job, I didn't know that people admire you already of your performance. They give you appraisals. You're promoted from one promotion to another. That you share owner's trust. That you are now in a ground where you will get the best training there is, and experiential learning is the most effective learning experience. Hey, you're not underdogs. You are all set apart. You're all different. You are different individuals gathered together and believing in one thing, that yes, you are called for, you have a purpose, and you all can make a difference. Despite which college you came from, despite what background you came from, despite the fact you don't have parents to look after you. You only have guardians, or you're not rich, or you're a scholar. You don't have resources. Each of you has a purpose. And each of you are all in that seats right now, or even invited to run for a position, not just because we have no choice. No, you are all called for, and you have to respond to that call. What is it? I don't know. It's only your heart's desires. Who will be able to identify what is it? What is that calling for? All you have to do is simply tap other students. It's paying forward. Because an organization believes in you, it will cause you to believe in others. You're not there to solicit people to just respond. It's like a big boulder, you know? You get to strike it once. Oh, nothing's happening. Strike it again. Nothing's happening. You keep on striking as if nothing's happening, but you're touching the core until such time when one full blow, the boulder collapses. But is it because of just one strike? No, it's because of you continue to strike. You continue to attempt. You are determined to really be able to penetrate what you want to penetrate. Student apathy is a prevailing concern ever since. And it takes brave people, consistent people, determined, dedicated, disciplined, and devoted people to even stop it, to eradicate it. You start from this moment. You can never go back to college, not unless you want. This is just an opportunity once in a lifetime. Grab it, make the most out of it. I am a result of a Samalaya-Sages believing in me that I can become a student government president. Because I was a student government president, I was awarded as the very first recipient in Corps d'Elite in 2008, a special citation for student governance, outstanding student for student governance. I was also the outstanding student, and it was part of the 10 outstanding student of the Philippines, which is the most humbling award that I've received, because it's not just an award for me, but I received a full commitment. And I just did not receive a commitment. I have received a group of friends. You know, I was part of an organization where it's also an organization. It's a group of people trying to believe big things for the country. And at the end of the day, even if I've left my country, my heart still is there, because people keep on contacting me, updating me, and I still affect people's lives even if I'm here. And before I just created this video, I just hoped and prayed, and I said, I hope I'm able to deliver the right message to all of you guys. I'm not here to hype up, okay, we're gonna win this, you're gonna win this, you're going to be outstanding. No, I'm here to just simply let you know. You have to know what's in your heart. You have to know your purpose. If you think you have the wrong purpose of running, it's okay. Understand why in the first place I'm here. Because if it's not for you, everything will be against you. There will be odds that will stop you. But why you're still there? Always believe. Jesus, choose the last, the lost, and the least. I'm not saying let's all get the last, the lost, and the least. But if you think you're average, if you think you're mediocre, then think again. You are precious. You're highly favored, greatly blessed, and deeply loved. And Salamaya-Sages is bleeding red because we are built, forged with love. Love for service. Love for our fellow students. Love for the commitment. And even though how tired you are, I'm an epitome of being tired. I'm a nursing student, as I've said, 6 to 2. I have to be there 4 a.m. Go home by 10 o'clock. Sherwin is a witness to that. An article is a witness to that. And I think I'm going to email it to him so that he can distribute it to all of you, so that you get to read the journey. And that journey is not because, wow, she's great. No. It's to inspire all of you. That once it's commitment and the love of service, that is in your heart, despite how tired you are, despite the odds, you will still continue to represent your student body. I had my boyfriend died on the day itself of the university week, and I am due to speak in front of the public to open the Grand Unite. And he's dead on that day. He died on that day, going to Coram Disco to check on the engineering students in a car crash, in a motor accident. But I said, I will mourn after, because at this moment, I am still the president, and it's unfair for the student body to not hear me say what I have to say just because I have something personal. So I still step up in the stage and finish what I've started. Not because I'm apathetic, I'm naive, but because I have the commitment and I know what I joined to and I know what I said yes to, and nobody talked me out of it, but I know somebody believed in me, and it was my yes in the first place. So it was really life-changing. If Salamaya-Sages has changed my life, definitely it would change your life. So I believe I asked Sherwin to just distribute that article about me. This is for you to see the journey. And for those who are freshmen, don't pattern yourself to what I'm doing. It's something that you have to reflect to. What life you want to walk to. Do you want to be just a student who comes into school and go out of school and just live your life and exist? Or you're here to leave a mark and journey and really breathe and live a life? The decision is in you. So grab the opportunity. You're all sitting there. Let's all make the difference. It only starts with you. Be the change you want to see. Bye, Animal Lasal.